The Grumpy Old Men, and this should feature the blessed John Peel and also Bob Geldof and Arthur Smith, an homage to Grumpy Old Men, if you like, Grumpy Old Men at Glastonbury.
Whatever happened to the idealistic youth of the 60s? We thought we could change the world and that music festivals would help us do it. Then we had nudity, free love, flowers in our hair, and sang about peace and brotherhood. 4 decades on, it's all gone to hell. Kids these days are more interested in trainers and reality TV, and their fathers have turned into a generation of grumpy old men.
It was never better though. You know, there was never a golden moment of pop festivals. They were always shite.
Glastonbury is mainly queuing for the toilet, I would say. Queuing for the toilet, very sweaty, cold, hot, never the right temperature, queuing for the toilet some more.
I sort of enjoy it, but sort of want to go home at the same time.
It takes 4 hours to get into the place, and this is really a source of distress. You sort of think, hey, I'm here, it's 5 miles to Glastonbury, and then an hour later, well, it's 4 3/4 miles to Glastonbury. Hour after that, oh, it's there now, it's gone back, it's 5 miles.
The virtue of having to hitchhike to the event, you had that mile, you literally went that extra mile to get there. So when you get there and you slip in the mud and go on your arse, which is the absolute crowning moment, you can then turn around and say, yeah, but I fucking hitchhiked here, man.
Once within the walls of the sacred tented city, our grumpy's survival skills attested to the limits.
I've really spent much more time trying to go to the toilet than I did attending any events.
I don't understand why blues are still, you know, so shite, again, no pun intended. You know, I mean, why don't these chemicals work? Why don't they immediately dissolve the hundreds of thousands of daily turds?
I used to camp on the site, but I have a slip disc. I carry it terrifically bravely, as you can tell. But it does mean that camping is sort of out, really, because it's just so painful. So I now stay, I'm not really a Glastonbury person at all. I stay in a hotel a few miles away. And the toilets there are damn good, let me tell you.
And if the toilets don't get you, there's a worse horror in store at the festival. Other people. In the good old days, bare breasts and pot were almost compulsory at pop festivals. These days, there's an invasion of the straw boater and champers set.
Pop festivals are essentially middle-class pursuits now. They've become a sort of young person's Henley regatta.
I spotted a couple of toffs there hee-hawing away last year, and that's a shame, and I believe they should be shot.
It's when they come back at the next week and have got their 4x4s blocking our lane, so they're always driven by thin-lipped women who don't know how to get them into reverse. That's something that really does piss me off, and there's a lot of them at Glastonbury.
Glastonbury loves kids. It even has a whole field dedicated to them. Well, it's welcome to them.
I don't think children personally should be allowed in Glastonbury. What they should be shunted off into a large area away from the activity and an enormous crash and 700 clowns.
Be a bloody nightmare, you know. Even if you wanted to enjoy the bands, you couldn't with them hanging off you, and you know, the half-cooked sausages, they'd all get stomach sickness, and then you'd have to queue even further back for the bogs, and you know, they'd get there and be shit overflowing, and fucking...
If they grow up with tinnitus because you've taken them down to listen to Paul McCartney, I think they would probably not thank you. And if they murdered you when they were about 15 or 16, I don't think there's a jury in the country that would convict.
The world is not what it was. But there are some things at pop festivals that never change.
People know what they're getting when they go to Glastonbury, so to turn up and then whinge about it, what a stupid thing to do that is. You know that if the weather's wet, it's going to be muddy. These are fields with hundreds of thousands of people in. They're going to be muddy. Mud is what happens underneath grass, you know, and it should come as no surprise to people after all of these years.
So, there you are. A generation of grumpy old men whose dreams did not come true. But underneath it all, perhaps the disappointments of life haven't entirely snuffed out the flame of brotherly love. Maybe, just maybe, we're still old hippies at heart.
I suppose Woodstock is the template for all festivals, rock festivals, music festivals, and clearly there was a sort of sense of here we all are, we're going to change the world, we're this bright new generation. I don't know, I think less and less now, it's a bit more cynical these days, isn't it, people making money, but nevertheless you sort of gaze into the night sky as Michael Stipe does, Losing Your Religion, and momentarily you forget the misery of death and lack of toiletries.
Oh, that was our homage to the grumpy old men of Glastonbury.